Good evening, folks from coast to coast. Young and old and new, I welcome you to our Christmas Eve programming. You're in for a real treat tonight as we bring you, live with limited commercial interruption, Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life. We begin our story in the little town of Bedford Falls, New York, U.S. of A., where a number of people in town are praying for their dear friend, a typical American dreamer named George Bailey.
Dear God, please look after my husband, George.
George is a good boy. You know that. My son has always gone out of his way to give others a hand. Now it's him who needs the help.
Help my big brother, George. He's done so much for all of us. More than I remember. And Santa, if you really are listening, I can't stress enough how good of a boy I've been and how long I've wanted an official Red Ryder carbon action 200-shot range model air rifle with a compass in the stock and this thing that tells time.
And the flat iron. Don't forget the flat iron.
Oh, yeah. And Santa, Ruth wants a flat iron, but she already prayed tonight and forgot to mention it. So the main thing is the rifle and also the brother thing. You gotta remember those.
I remember all the times he would stay late after work and not ask a cent. The world needs more George Bailey.
Never thinks about himself. I wouldn't have a roof over my head if it wasn't for him.
I would have given up long ago. All I think about is myself. I must have taken the last cent he had.
He had no sense of business, that George Bailey. Just like his father. None of the Baileys were ever businessmen. Are you listening to this, God? It's his own fault if he wasn't prepared for times like these.
I can't help but think it's actually all my fault. Did I lose the $8,000? Sure. Is he in every way more stable and emotionally mature than I am? No question. I'm getting off topic. Please, Father, help him.
Something's the matter with Daddy.
Should we pray for him, Mommy? Yes, Janie. Pray. Pray very hard. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as...
The voices carry heavenward, and Joseph, the superintendent of angels, summons Clarence, an apprentice angel.
You sent for me, sir?
Yes, Clarence. A man down on Earth needs our help.
Splendid. Is he sick?
Why every time with that? Why every time straight to sick? He's not sick. He's discouraged. At exactly 10:45 p.m. tonight, Earth time, that man will be thinking seriously of throwing away God's greatest gift.
Oh, dear. His life. And I've only an hour to dress. What are they wearing now?
First of all, stop. You look amazing. Second, you will spend an hour getting acquainted with George Bailey.
Sure. If I should accomplish this mission, might I perhaps win my wings? I've been waiting for over 200 years now, and people are beginning to talk.
What's that book you've got there?
The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, sir. I was reading it when you sent for me.
Oh, fine book. Excellent book. Well, you do a good job with George Bailey, and we'll see about your wings.
Thank you.
Now, if you're going to help George, you'll want to know a little something about him. Look. See the town?
Why, yes, a group of young boys sledding down a snow-covered hill on the ice. This is what they do for fun?
Yippee! It's me, I'm young George Bailey. I'm just a boy.
A boy?
That's him when he was 12, back in 1919. Something happens here you'll have to remember later on.
And here comes the scare baby, my kid brother, young Harry Bailey.
I'm not scared. I'm young Harry Bailey.
Come on, Harry. Yeah, attaboy. Yeah. I'm Calvin. It's me, Calvin Wamser, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Yippee!
Oh, dear, young Harry's fallen through the ice.
I'm coming, young Harry. Make a chain, gang, a chain.
So his brother fell through the ice, but George saved him.
Yes, Clarence, and ever since, George has had a bad ear. All that icy water, you understand.
Bad ear. Yes, sir.
Bad.
Bad. Sorry.
The other event came a few months later. George took an after-school job at Old Man Gower's drugstore, and every day he'd check his luck on the cigarette lighter.
I wish I had $1 million.
God damn it. I'm here, Mr. Gower. I'm young George Bailey, and I'm here.
You're late.
Yes, sir.
Hello, young George. Hello, young Mary Hatch.
Hello, young Violet.
2 cents worth of shoelaces, Violet?
You know me. I'm a modern woman on the go. But I think Mary was here first.
I'm still thinking.
Shoelaces?
Please. I like him.
You like every boy.
What's wrong with that?
Here you are.
Bye, George. See you later, Mary.
I said it'd be 2 cents. Damn! Made up your mind yet, Mary?
I'll take chocolate.
With coconuts?
I don't like coconuts.
You don't like coconuts? Say, brainless, don't you know where coconuts come from? Look at here. From Tahiti, Fiji Islands, the Coral Sea.
What's that you got there? A new magazine? I never saw it before.
Of course you never. Only us explorers can get it. I've been nominated for a membership in the National Geographic Society. I'm going out exploring one day. You watch. Now let me get your ice cream.
Is this the ear you can't hear on? George Bailey, I'll love you
No,
till...
it's not, was it?
Could I have sprinkles too?
I mean, I'd have to go all the way to the other side of the bar and go...
Is this the ear you can't hear on? Good. George Bailey, I'll love you till the day I die.
George.
Yes, sir?
You're not paid to be a canary.
Yes, sir.
Goodbye, George.
Goodbye, Mary.
What was that piece of paper George just picked up?
It's a telegram from Mr. Gower. He found out this morning that his son died.
Oh, awful. Was he sick?
You gotta stop with that. And yes, Mr. Gower spent the afternoon drowning his grief in whiskey.
Do you want anything, sir?
No.
What's that bottle, Mr. Gower?
Never mind that. Take these capsules over to Mrs. Blaine's.
Yes, sir. They have the diphtheria over there, haven't they, sir?
What? Gross, no. It's Motrin.
Phooey.
Is it a charge, sir?
Yes, George.
Mr. Gower, I think...
Get going.
Mr. Gower.
What is it?
That bottle you used, you put something wrong in the capsules.
Who do you think you're talking to? Yeah.
Oh, my ear! My bad ear!
Didn't you hear what I said? Get out of here.
Mr. Gower, you don't know what you're doing. You put something wrong in those capsules. I know you've got, like, a whole thing going on at home, and that's your business. But look, Mr. Gower, you used this bottle to make up the capsules. It's poison.
Poison? My God, I've been giving this stuff out all week.
All I wanted was to make sure, Mr. Gower. I won't tell anyone. I know what you're feeling. I won't ever tell a soul. Hope to jump off a bridge into a river, I swear.
Oh, young George Bailey.
Did he ever tell anyone about those pills?
Not a soul.
Did he ever marry the girl? Did he ever go exploring? Did he ever get sick?
Or would you quit it? When George Bailey grew up, he wanted to go to college, but there just wasn't the money. So he worked for years in the Building and Loan Association.
He was building a loan for who's or what's it now?
George's father was in the building and loan business, along with George's uncle, Billy.
Young George, what's the combination to the safe?
We wrote it down so you wouldn't forget it.
That's right. Where?
Your wallet, Uncle Billy.
Yes, but where's my wallet?
You're holding it.
Yes, but which hand?
Uncle Billy.
Who?
Lovable fellow, just forgetful is all.
Who's that?
That's Henry F. Potter, the richest and meanest man in all the county.
Peter, Potter's here.
Mr. Bailey, Mr. Bailey, Mr. Bailey, there is nothing quite so loathsome as a family business. Now, Peter, you know what I'm here for. I'm on a very tight schedule, a family to evict at 3.
Okay, then, Mr. Potter, here's the thing. I just need a little more time. Just 30 short days, and I'll dig up that 5,000 somehow.
Have you put any real pressure on those people of yours to pay their mortgages?
Times are hard, Mr. Potter. A lot of people are out of work.
Then foreclose. I do it all the time. It's fun.
Please. These families have children.
They're not my children.
But they're somebody's children.
Are you running a business or a charity ward?
Mr. Potter, what makes you such a hard-skulled character? You have no family, no children. You can't begin to spend all the money you've got.
So I suppose I should give it to miserable failures like you and that idiot brother of yours to spend for me?
You can't say that about my father.
George?
You're not a failure. You're the biggest man in town.
All right, son. You head home. I'll talk to you tonight.
What kind of a business are you running here? Good God, Matt!
George worked for his father until he was 22, saving enough to see him through to university. That summer, though, he was going to Europe. Before shipping out, he stopped by the old drugstore to check out his luck one last time.
I wish I had $1 million. Son of a bitch.
Old man Gower surprised him with a gift of a great big suitcase. Outside, he ran into his friend Ernie, the cab driver, and Bert, the cop.
Hey, Ernie.
Hiya, George.
Hi, Bert. Hey, George. What's the suitcase for? Travel. Clearly travel. Hey, can I get a lift?
Sure, Your Highness. Hop in the cab. And for the carriage trade, I puts on my... What's this? A hat.
Good afternoon, George. It looks like you're ready to get out of here.
Hey, Violet. Hey, that's some dress you got on.
Oh, this old thing? Why, I only wear it when I don't care how I look. See you later.
Was that a...
I do believe she was wearing a pillowcase, yes.
Want to come along, Bert? We'll show you the town.
No, thanks. Think I'll go home and, see what the wife's doing. Ho, 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 ho! Family man!
George saved up money to go away to college. His bags were packed, and he was all set to go.
George! Harry! You're shaking the house down. Stop it!
Oh, let him alone, Rose. I wish I was up there with him.
Harry'll tear his dinner suit. George!
Coming, Mother.
Hep, hep.
Hey!
Oh, boys, put me down!
Hep, hep, hey!
Ah!
Hep, hep, ho!
Ah!
Hep, hep, yeah!
Whee!
Okay, now, come on. Stop juggling your mother.
Hep, hep, ta-da!
I told you how much I hate that. Oh, who am I kidding? I can't stay mad at you two.
Ah, Ma.
I love my boys. Now you go finish getting dressed.
Could you grab me those plates and things, Mom?
Plates? What plates?
Ah, Mom. I'm chairman of the Eats Committee. We only need a couple of dozen.
Oh, no, you don't, Harry. Not my best Haviland.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's hard to believe it's my last night in the old Bailey boarding house.
We sure are gonna miss you, George.
I'm gonna miss you too, Pop. What's the matter? You look tired.
Oh, I had a tussle with old Henry Potter today. He's got a hell of a left hook.
Dad, the man's in a wheelchair. You gotta stop bending down around him. You know he's just gonna start swinging. I wonder what's eating that old money-grubbing buzzard anyway.
Oh, he's a sick man. Frustrated and sick. Sick in his mind, sick in his soul, if he even has one. He hates everybody that has anything he can't have. He hates us, mostly, I guess.
Hey, George, can I borrow your tuxedo studs?
Yeah, help yourself, Harry.
Well, where are they? In your suitcase?
I'm not taking a tuxedo on a cattle boat, you know.
Say, where'd you get that fine piece of luggage anyway?
Oh, Mr. Gower, I'm going away present. And one of these days you're going to see that bag all covered with travel labels. Italy, Baghdad.
Hey, why don't you come to the dance tonight?
What, be bored to death?
Well, you couldn't want a better death. Lots of pretty girls. Hey, I've got to hurry. The plates.
I wish we could send Harry to college with you, George.
We have that all figured out, you see. Harry will take my job at the building and loan, work there 4 years, then he'll go.
He's pretty young for the job.
Well, no younger than I was.
You were born older, George. I suppose you've decided what you're going to do when you get out of college.
Oh, well, you know, what I've always talked about. Building things, designing new buildings, plan modern cities.
Still after that first $1 million before you're 30?
No, I'll settle for half that in cash.
Of course, it's just hope. But you wouldn't consider coming back to the building and loan, would you? Look, I know it's early to talk about it.
Ah, grouse. Now, if you ever even see me at that place again, throw me off a bridge on Christmas Eve. Gall. I want to do something big, and something important.
You know, George, I feel that in a small way we are doing something important. satisfying a fundamental urge. It's not too much for a man to want his own roof and walls and fireplace, and we're helping him get those things in our shabby little office.
I know, Dad. I wish I felt... But I've been hoarding pennies like a miser in order to... Most of my friends have already finished college. I just feel like if I don't get away, I'd bust.
Yes, you're right, my boy. This town's no place to live if you are not willing to crawl to Potter. You get yourself an education, then get out of here.
Pop, do you want a shock? I think you're a great guy.
Ooh, my heart. I love my boy.
You know, I think I'll get dressed and go over to Harry's party.
Have a good time, son.
Harry.
Here's a spot, George.
Whew.
Harry!
Hey, Harry.
Hey, fellas. You know my kid brother George. I'm going to put him through college.
Very funny joke. But of course, I am older, and I'm the one who's going to college, and also clearly taller. So...
Is that George? Marty, I think that's George Bailey. Hello, hee-haw!
Oh, Sam Wainwright. How are you? When did you get here?
Oh, this afternoon. I thought I'd give the kids a treat.
Hey, George.
Hi, Marty.
Do me a favor, will you, George?
What's that?
Well, you remember my twin sister, Mary?
Oh,
Mama wants you, Marty. Mama wants you, Marty, remember?
Dance with her, will ya?
Oh, me? I don't know about that.
Dance with her, dance with her.
Oh, come on, be a sport. Just dance with her. That doink alfalfa is talking her ear off. Throw her a lifeline.
Oh, go on, George. If you won't, I will. I'll dance with her.
Mary! Hey, Mary!
Well, okay.
Attaboy, George. Hee-haw!
Hee-haw!
And the next thing I know, some guy came up and tripped me.
Uh-huh.
So that's the reason I came in fourth. If it hadn't been for that guy, that race would have been a cinch.
Oh my God!
I tried to find out whoever it was later.
No way.
But I couldn't figure it out. Nobody'd ever tell me because they were
I want
scared.
to jump off a bridge into a river. George! Alfalfa! You remember George?
Hi.
Yeah, anyway, back to my whole thing.
Could you refresh my drink?
Hey, what about our dance?
Oh, why don't you stop annoying people?
It's my nature. It's my arc. Oh, forget you, George Bailey. My and everyone else's lives would be way better if you'd never been born.
I'm glad he's gone. Hey, do people really think that about me?
Oh, no. If I were you, I'd never think about it again. Well, hello.
Hello.
You look at me as if you don't know me.
Well, I don't.
You've passed me on the street almost every day.
Me?
Uh-huh.
That was a little girl named Young Mary Hatch. That wasn't you.
It's just Mary now.
Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes.
Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes.
The big Charleston contest. The prize, genuine Haviland china plates. Those not topped by the judge will remain on the floor. Let's go!
I'm not very good at this.
Neither am I.
Now that I look, neither is anybody.
You're stepping on my feet.
Yow! I'm stepping on my own feet.
Hee-haw.
We went to school with some really bad dancers.
Okay. What can we lose?
Psst. Psst. Alfalfa.
Who, me?
I saw what happened over there between you and that man who is your better in every imaginable way. Do you see this key that I possess?
Uh-huh.
And you know its significance?
Of course. Everyone does.
Then take it and go. Go to your purpose, mein Liebling.
What's he doing, Joseph? What's that little weasel kid up to?
What, Clarence? You've never seen a house key that opens up an entire gym floor to reveal an Olympic-sized swimming pool some 10 or 15 feet below?
No.
Well, you're not alone. George and Mary didn't see it coming either.
A lot of folks are clearing off the floor. Mary, I think we're winning. Look, oh!
George!
Oh, I bowed.
What a miserable walk home that must have been. Soaked and freezing.
I wouldn't call it miserable. They walked home together. And even though Mary only lived 4 blocks away, it took them 2 hours to get there.
Come out tonight. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight?
Dance by the light of the moon.
Hot dog. Oh, boy, just like an organ. Gee whiz.
Beautiful.
And I told Harry I thought I'd be bored to death. You should have seen the commotion in that locker room. I had to knock down 3 people to get this stuff we're wearing. Here, let me hold that old wet dress of yours.
I would have hoped I'd get more than a robe. Do I look as funny as you do?
I guess I'm not quite the football type. You look wonderful. You know, if it wasn't me talking, I'd say you were the prettiest girl in town.
Well, why don't you say it?
I don't know. Maybe I will. Hey, look where we are.
Oh, the old Granville house.
Yeah, I gotta throw a rock.
Oh, no, don't. I love that old house.
Well, no, don't you know about deserted houses? You make a wish and then throw a rock.
But, George, it's such a lovely old place. I wish I lived there.
And there? I wouldn't live there if I was a ghost, or if an angel made me unborn, or whatever. Now watch this, watch this. Ha! How about it, huh? Pretty good shot, huh? Broke a window, huh?
Act like you've been there. What's your wish, George?
Well, not just one wish. A whole hatful, Mary. I know what I'm going to do tomorrow, and the next day, and the next year, and the year after that. I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm going to see the world. Italy, Greece, the Parthenon, the Colosseum. Then I'm coming back here and going to college and see what they know. And then I'm going to build things. I'm going to build airfields. I'm going to build skyscrapers 100 stories high. I'm going to build bridges a mile long. Hey, what, are you going to throw a rock too? Hey, that's pretty good. What did you wish for, Mary?
Oh, no. If I tell you, it may not come true.
Hey, Mary, come on. What do you want, huh? Do you want the moon? All you gotta do is just say the word now.
Okay, the moon. I'll take it. And then what?
Then what? I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Then you could swallow it, and it'd dissolve, see?
Yeah?
And the moonbeams would shoot out of your fingers and toes and the ends of your hair, and the... Am I talking too much?
Yes. What the hell are you talking about? You want her to eat it? You want her to eat the moon? No, just kiss her, man.
Who's that?
Old man Colin's on his front porch.
Oh, youth is wasted on the wrong people.
Hey, hold on. Hey, mister, you come back out here and I'll show you some kissing that'll put hair on your head. You come back out here and...
Whoosh!
Mary? Here's her robe, but... Okay, I give up. Where are you?
Over here, in the hydrangea bushes.
Well, here you go. Catch. Wait a minute. What am I doing? This is a very interesting situation.
Please give me my robe.
A man doesn't get in a situation like this every day.
I'd like my robe.
Not in Bedford Falls, anyway.
Ow!
Gesundheit. This requires a little thought here.
George Bailey, give me my robe.
I've heard about things like this, but I've never...
Shame on you. I'm going to tell your mother on you.
Oh, my mother's way up the corner there.
I'll call the police.
They're way downtown.
I'm going to scream.
Maybe I could sell tickets. Let's see. No, the point is, in order to get this robe... I've got it. I'll make a deal with you, Mary.
George!
Uncle Billy!
George, get in the car quick. Your father's had a stroke.
I'm sorry, I gotta go, Mary.
Oh, wait, George, my robe. He's gone.
George's father died that night, Clarence. So, of course, George couldn't go to Europe. But that fall, just as he was ready to leave for college, the directors of the building and loan held a meeting. They were going to support a new successor.
Business? You put your building in my loan. You got your loan in my building.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to get to my purpose. I claim this institution is not necessary to this town. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to dissolve the building and loan and turn its assets and liabilities over to the receiver.
Me. No, I don't know about that. We must dissolve.
It's too soon after Peter Bailey's death to discuss chloroforming the building and loan. It was his faith and devotion that are responsible for this organization.
Well, I'll go further than that. I'll say that to the public, Peter Bailey was the building and loan.
Too little, too late, asshat.
Peter Bailey was not a businessman. Oh, I don't mean any disrespect to him, God rest his soul. He was a man of high ideals, so-called. But ideals without common sense can ruin this town. What does that get us? A discontented, lazy rabble instead of a thrifty working class. And all because a few starry-eyed dreamers like Peter Bailey stir them up and fill their heads with a lot of impossible hooey. Now I say...
Just a minute. You're right when you say my father was no businessman. Why he ever started this cheap penny-ante building and loan, I'll never know. But you can't say anything against his character. Why, in the 25 years since he and Uncle Billy started this thing, he never once thought of himself. Isn't that right, Uncle Billy?
Who?
He didn't save enough money to send Harry to school, let alone me. But he did help a few people get out of your slums, Mr. Potter. And what's wrong with that? People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, he died a richer man than you'll ever be.
I'm not interested in your book. I'm talking about the building and loan.
You're talking about something you can't get your fingers on, and it's galling you. That's what you're talking about. Well, I've said too much. You're the board here. You do what you want with this. Just one more thing, though. This town needs this measly one-horse institution, if only to have a place where people can come without crawling to Potter. Come on, Uncle Billy.
Sentimental hogwash, I want my motion.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that? What do you guys think? That one was pretty slow. I think that was slow. I hope they go to another dance.
Oh, they're coming out of the board meeting. I'll have to call you back. What happened, George? All we heard was a lot of yelling.
Boy, oh boy, Matilda, you should have heard George.
Yeah, they're voting us down in there.
George, get out of here. You missed your boat trip for this. Do you really want to miss college, too? Don't worry about the board. They're putting us out of business. So what? I can get another job. I'm only 35.
You're 58.
By God.
George, they voted Potter down. We're still in business.
Whoopee! We're still in business. We're still in business.
But there's one condition, George. They've appointed you to take your father's place.
Appointed me? But I'm going to college. Uncle Billy here. He's your man.
You're allowed to keep him on. That's all right.
Now let's get this thing straight. I'm leaving right now. I'm going to school. This is my last chance.
But George, you've got to take it. They'll vote with Potter otherwise.
So George Bailey didn't go to college?
Well, that's right, Clarence. He gave his college money to his brother Harry, and Harry went instead.
But what happened to the girl from the bush? You know, Mary.
Oh, George saw her now and then. Not very often, though. Because Mary went away to school. Stayed close with that no-good Sam Wainwright, too.
That hee-haw guy? What is that? Are we supposed to know what that is? Is that a reference we're not getting?
Nobody knows. Anyway, George waited 4 more years for Harry to come back and take over the building and loan. He planned to work on the oil fields of Venezuela.
There she blows! Say, Uncle Billy, you know what the 3 most wonderful sounds on earth are?
Breakfast is served, lunch is served, dinner is served.
God, Billy, you keep me young. No! Anchor chains, plane motors, and train whistles. Here's the professor now.
Well, if it isn't George, Geographic Explorer Bailey. Uncle Billy, you haven't changed a bit.
Nobody ever changes around here. You know that.
Oh, am I glad to see you.
Say, where's Mother?
She's home cooking the fatted calf. Come on, let's go.
Oh, wait. This is Ruth Dakin.
Ruth Dakin Bailey, if you don't mind.
Huh?
Well, I wired you that I had a surprise, and here she is. Meet the wife.
Well, what do you know? Wife.
Well, how do you do? What am I doing? Congratulations. Harry, why didn't you tell somebody? What's a pretty girl like you doing marrying this 2-headed brother of mine?
It's truly mercenary. My father offered him a job.
Oh, he gets you and a job? Harry's cup runneth over. Come on, Ruth. Let's start ahead and leave the bags for the fellas.
George, about the job, I never said I'd take it. You've been holding the bag here for 4 years, and, well, I won't let you down.
It's all right, Harry. It's all right.
And that night, the homecoming for Harry became his wedding party. Uncle Billy familiarized himself with the spirits, and George kept his distance from the festivities on the porch.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I feel so good I could split in Potter's eye. I think I will. What do you say? Maybe I should go home. Where's my hat?
You dropped it, Billy. Here you are.
Oh, thank you, George. Which one is mine?
The one in the middle. Keep your eye on it. You got it? Here we go. Follow the queen, follow the queen. Jokers don't pay, jokers don't pay. Getting fancy with it now. Don't let it fool you.
George, I'm gonna throw up.
Please leave my porch, please.
Gladly, if you just point me in the right direction.
Right down there.
That way, huh? Okay, old building and loan pal. I'll see you later. I'm all right. I'm all right.
George?
Yeah, I'm out here on the porch, Mother. I just thought I'd get some air.
Well, how do you like the new sister-in-law?
She's swell.
Looks like she'll keep Harry on his toes.
Yeah, keep him out of Bedford Falls anyway.
George, do you know that Mary Hatch is back from school?
Yeah.
Nice girl, Mary.
Uh-huh.
Oh, stop grumbling. Give me one good reason you shouldn't call on Mary.
Well, Sam Wainwright.
Yeehaw.
Sam Wainwright's crazy about her.
Well, she's not crazy about him.
Well, now how do you know that? Did she discuss it with you?
Besides, Sam is always away in New York, and you're here in Bedford Falls.
And all's fair in love and war?
Well, I don't know about war.
All right, Mother. I think I'll go out and find the girl and do a little passionate necking.
Oh, George.
Bye, Mrs. Bailey. By the way, do you want any books at the library?
The library? George, you go and see Mary, you hear?
Who's that?
Why, that's Violet Bick.
You mean young Violet Bick from the candy counter? She grew up too?
That's right.
Small world full of grown people. I've missed so much.
Hey, Georgie Porgy.
Hello, Vi.
What gives?
Nothing.
Where are you going?
Oh, I'll probably end up at the library.
Christ, you're boring. Ugh.
That's me. What are you doing tonight?
Not a thing. Just finished up sanding off my fingerprints.
Are you game, Vi? Hey, what do you say we make a night of it?
I'd love it. What'll we do? A little light treason, some dog napping, maybe a quick stick-up at the A&P?
Let's go out in the fields and take our shoes off and walk in the grass.
What?
Then we can go up to Stewart Lake. It's beautiful up there in the moonlight. And we can swim. Then we can climb Mount Bedford and smell the pines and watch the sunrise against the peaks. And we'll stay up there the whole night. And everybody will be talking. There'll be a terrific scandal.
George, have you gone crazy? Walk in the grass in my bare feet when I'm just getting over rabies? Why, it's 10 miles up to Mount Bedford.
Hey, fellas, get a load of this. This guy wants to go on a hike with a friend of his.
It's Wanda John, Calvin Walzer and Company. You leave us alone.
What a weirdo.
Take this guy to the freak ward.
Oh, forget this. Forget all of you.
Hello, George.
Hello, Mary. I just happened to be passing by.
Your mother just phoned and said you were on your way.
Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. Oh, I'm gonna jump off a bridge on Christmas Eve, I swear to God.
Well?
I didn't tell anybody. I just went for a walk and happened to be passing, that's all. When did you get back?
Tuesday. Would you like to come in?
Well, yes, since I'm here. Say, where'd you get that dress?
Do you like it?
It's nice. I thought you'd go back to New York with Sam and Alfalfa and the rest of them.
Oh, I worked there a couple of vacations, but I don't know. I guess I was homesick.
Homesick for Bedford Falls?
Yes. And my family and you. Oh, everything. Would you like to sit down?
All right. For a minute. I still can't understand it, though. You know, I didn't even tell anybody I was coming here.
Oh, would you rather leave?
No, I don't want to be rude.
It was nice about Harry and Ruth, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. That's all right.
Don't you like her?
Well, of course. She's like a peach.
Oh, it's just a marriage in general you're not enthusiastic about. Huh?
No, marriage is okay for Harry and Sam Wainwright and you.
Mary?
It's George Bailey, Mother.
George Bailey? What does he want?
I don't know. What do you want?
Oh, what do you want, George?
Me? Not a thing. I just came in to get warm.
He's making violent love to me, Mother.
Well, you tell him to wrap it up or go right back home. And don't you leave the house. Sam Wainwright promised to call from New York tonight, didn't he?
Your mother needn't... I didn't come here to...
What did you come here for?
I don't know. You tell me. You're supposed to be the one who has all the answers. You tell me.
Oh, why don't you go home?
Well, that's where I'm going. I don't know why I came here in the first place.
Mary! The telephone! It's Sam!
I'll get it.
Hello?
Hee-haw.
Ugh. Hee-haw!
Oh, nice!
Yes, it's all very funny and cool. How are you, Sam?
Oh, great. Gee, it's good to hear your voice again.
Oh, well, that's awfully sweet of you, Sam. There's an old friend of yours here, George Bailey.
You mean old Mossback George?
Yes, old Mossback George.
Well, hee-haw, put him on.
Wait a minute, I'll ask him.
He doesn't want to speak to George, you idiot. He does so. He asked for him.
George, Sam wants to speak to you.
Hello, Sam.
Eh?
Hee-haw.
Hee-haw! Woohoo! Hey, a fine pal you are. What are you trying to do, steal my girl?
What do you mean? No, nobody's trying to steal your girl.
No, wait a minute. I want to talk to the both of you. Tell Mary to get on the extension.
Mother's on the extension.
I am not! Ah! Get off the phone!
We can both hear you. George, just put your head a little closer.
Okay.
There, that's better. We're listening, Sam.
I have a big deal coming up that's going to make us all rich. George, you remember that night at Martini's bar, the handsome and personable Italian-American?
How could I ever forget?
Well, remember when you told me about making plastics out of soybeans?
Huh? Yeah. Soybeans, yeah.
Well, my father checked into it, George, see, and now he's going to build a factory outside of Rochester. How do you like that?
Why Rochester?
Well, why not? Can you think of anywhere better?
Oh, I don't know. Why not right here in Bedford Falls? You remember that old Tool and Machinery Works? Your father can get that for a song. And all the labor he wants, too. Half the town was thrown out of work when they closed down.
Oh, is that so? Well, I'll tell him.
No need, son. I heard him loud and clear.
Dad, get off the extension! Christ! Hee-haw!
Hee-haw.
Sorry about that. But hey, that sounds great. I knew you'd come through. Now, here's the point, George. I may have a job for you. That is, unless you're still married to the old broken-down building and loan. Oh, and Mary?
I'm here.
You tell old Mossback I'm giving him the chance of a lifetime. You hear?
Old Mossback, he says it's the chance of a lifetime.
Now you listen to me, Mary. I don't want any plastics. And I don't want a job, and I don't want to get married. Ever. To anybody. Do you understand that? I want to do what I want to do. And you're not going to... Oh, Mary.
George. George.
Oh, Mary. I love you.
George. I love you too.
The Village Green Players production of It's a Wonderful Life will return after a brief word from our sponsors.
Well, boys and girls, you know what a password is. That's a secret word that soldiers use to get past the sentry and up to the front. Well, here's a password that will get you up to the front in bike races, on the baseball diamond, in all kinds of games. It's energy. You see, the faster you go, the more energy you need. So if you want to win, you have to have lots of energy. And the swellest way I know to get it is just by eating delicious chocolatey Tootsie Rolls. Boy, they're cram jam full of energy. There are more energy units in 1 penny Tootsie Roll than you use circling the bases 36 times, or when you're riding your bike 3 whole miles. And it's fast energy. Why, no sooner do you pop a Tootsie Roll in your mouth than you can practically feel new strength in your muscles. And what's more, Tootsie Rolls are good, wholesome food. They're made with plenty of nourishing bodybuilding milk. So next time you have a penny to spend, or a nickel, well, if you have a nickel, get the big jumbo-sized Tootsie Roll. And don't forget, the long-lasting penny Tootsie Rolls give you a lot for your money, too. A penny Tootsie Roll is still only a penny. A nickel Tootsie Roll is still 5 cents.
Maybe you're sort of tired of eating the same old thing day after day. Maybe you'd like to try something different, something delicious, something with a marvelous flavor that just knocks the spots off any other cereal you've ever tried. Now, if that's the case, why don't you ask your mother to let you have a big bowl of crackly, crunchy, golden brown Wheaties flakes tomorrow morning? Ask your mother to let you have a cereal you'll really like the taste of. Ask her for the big, husky cereal for wide-awake fellows and girls who not only start things, but who see them through. Your mother will be mighty glad to let you have Wheaties, too. For most any fellow's or girl's mother wants to see them eat a big bowl of a nourishing whole wheat cereal every morning. And your mother probably knows, too, that authorities now recognize that Wheaties supply the very same amount of heat-producing units you need to help keep your body warm these cold winter days as a cooked cereal does. So you can be sure she'll be glad to let you have all the Wheaties you want to eat this winter, if you ask her for them. Remind your mother to always look for the famous seal of acceptance of the Committee on Foods of the American Medical Association whenever she buys Wheaties. That seal means much to her. It tells her that Wheaties are a pure product, honestly advertised. And another thing, remind your mother that lots of grocers are featuring Wheaties and bananas now. Ask her to get some of each next time she goes to the store. Try that delicious breakfast combination tomorrow morning. You'll say it's swell.
Have you tried Wheaties? They're whole wheat with all of the bran. Won't you try Wheaties? For wheat is the best food of man. They're crispy, they're crunchy the whole year through. Jack Thompson never tires of them, and neither will you. So just buy Wheaties, the best breakfast food in the land.
And now, back to It's a Wonderful Life.
Hey, where are you two going on this here honeymoon?
We're going to shoot the works, Ernie. A whole week in New York, a whole week in Bermuda. The highest hotels, the oldest champagne, the hottest music, the smallest bars of soap you ever seen in your goddamn life, and the prettiest wife.
Here's the kitty, Ernie. $2,000. I feel like a bootlegger's wife.
Shit, that's funny. So you finally get out of Bedford Falls, huh? Then what?
Then what, honey?
After that, who cares?
Well, that does it.
Hey, George, there's something funny going on over there. Look over there, at that bank. Looks like a run.
Huh? Pull over there a minute, will you, Ernie?
George, let's not stop. Please, let's go straight to the station.
Now, wait a minute. I better see what it is. I'll be right back.
George, please. George!
What is this, Uncle Billy? A holiday? Why are the doors locked? There's a crowd out front.
Oh, this is a pickle, George.
No, it's a building and loan. What happened?
All I know is the bank called our loan. I had to hand out all our cash.
All of it?
Every last cent of it.
Holy mackerel.
And then I got scared, George, and I closed the doors and I barred the windows, and then I put my hand over a candle just to feel something, and
Our charter says we need to stay open until 6 o'clock or we'll lose our license.
Bailey Brothers building it.
Get me, George.
George, it's... I'm sorry. Who was this again?
Potter.
Potter?
Hello?
George, there's a rumor going around town that you've closed your doors. Is that true?
No, it isn't.
Are you sure? Do you need Unky Party to roll on down there and tell the mean men to go away?
We're fine.
We'll see. Now, George, I'm going all out to help in this crisis. I've guaranteed the bank sufficient funds to meet their needs. They'll close for a week, then reopen. I may lose a fortune, but I'm willing to guarantee your people, too. Just tell them to bring their shares over here, and I will pay 50 cents on the dollar.
Oh, you don't miss a trick, do you, Potter? Well, you're going to miss this one.
If you close your doors before 6 p.m., you'll never reopen.
You just took over the bank, Billy. Open the doors. Let him in.
Oh, this is ridiculous. I've
This
been
is
outside all
completely
day.
unacceptable. I demand to speak to the manager.
Something like this would happen in Bedford Falls.
Now, just remember that this thing isn't as grim as it appears. I have some news for you folks. I just talked to Old Man Potter, and he's guaranteed cash payments at the bank.
How about our money, George? Where's our money?
Now, please. Wait a minute. Listen to me. You're thinking about this place all wrong. The money's not here. Ed, Mrs. Thompson, why, your money's in Charlie's house, and in...
That son of a bitch has our money.
Let's get him!
You know what I meant. Now, what are you gonna do? Foreclose on him?
I've got $242 in here, and $242 isn't gonna break anybody.
All right, Charlie, all right. Now, you'll get your money in 60 days.
60 days?
Well, now that's what you agreed to when you bought your shares.
I got my money. Old Man Potter's taking over the bank. He'll pay you 50 cents on every dollar.
Is that even how
my money? And I put it down.
$121.
Now, wait a minute. Please, folks, please don't leave. I beg of you not to do this. If Potter gets a hold of your shares, he'll be owning the building and loan. He's got the bank, he's got the bus line, he's got a bowling alley in his basement and a pool on his roof.
That is a myth.
Maybe. But now he's after us, because he wants to keep you living in his shacks and paying the kind of rent he decides to charge. Now, we can get through this all right, but we gotta stick together. We gotta have faith in each other.
My husband's out of work. We need money.
I've got doctor bills to pay.
Can't feed my kids with
How
pain.
much do you need? We've still got some money. We've got $2,000 from the wedding.
Hey, Mary! I got $2,000 here. This'll tide us over until the bank reopens. All right, Charlie. Now, how much do you need?
$242.
Oh, Charlie, just enough to tide you over until the bank reopens.
I'll take $242.
Okay. Uncle Billy, give Charlie $242. Okay, all right. Ed, now, how much just to get by?
Oh, yeah, don't make me choose. I don't know. $20?
Now we're talking. Now, Mrs. Thompson, how about you?
But it's your own money, George.
Never mind that. How much do you want, Mrs. Thompson?
Could I have $17.50?
7? Oh, bless your heart. Of course you can have it. Uncle Billy, give her $7.50.
I said 17.
5, 6, $7.50. Pay it back when you can now. Pay it back when you can. All right. Who's next?
Look at the clock. Look.
5 seconds. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. 6 o'clock. We made it.
Whoopee!
Hey! All right. Lock that door, Uncle Billy. Boy, we're still in business. And we've even got $2 left.
Bailey Brothers building it. Oh, just a minute. George, there's a call for you.
Look, will you get my wife on the phone? She's probably over at her mother's.
Mrs. Bailey is on the phone.
I don't want Mrs. Bailey. I want my wife. Oh, Mrs. Bailey. Oh, that's my wife. Mary? Hello, listen, dear. I'm sorry. What? Come home. What home? 320 Sycamore? Well, whose home is that? The Waldorf Hotel, huh?
That doesn't look like the Waldorf.
Oh, no. Number 320 Sycamore was the old Granville house. The one George and Mary threw rocks at and made wishes. Mary had prepared the house, including a turkey dinner, romantic decorations, and even a marriage bed.
Hatchy-matchy.
Welcome home, Mr. Bailey.
Well, I'll be.
Remember the night we broke the windows in this old house? This is what I wished for.
Darling, you're wonderful.
Yes, sir. That's where they spent their honeymoon. That's where they started their lives together. Mary made the leaky old house a home, while George toiled away at the building and loan office, providing houses for people like Giuseppe Martini.
Hey, Martini, you renting a new house?
Rent? Ow! You hear that, Mr. B? I own my own house. No more living like pigs in Pottersfield.
We have something for you and your family, Mr. Martini. George and I bring something for all the new owners.
For the Martinis? Sandy, come quick. Our first housewarming gifts. Bring the kids. Get the goat. Ow!
Bread, so that this house may never know hunger. Salt, that life may always have flavor, and wine, that joy and prosperity may reign forever. Enter the Martini Castle.
Bailey houses were popping up all over the place, mostly owned by the people that used to live in Potter's Field, and Potter had just enough of that. So after a couple years, old man Potter decided to call George into his office.
Sit down, George. Sit down. Have a cigar.
Thank you, sir. It's quite a cigar, Mr. Potter.
You like it? I'll send you a box.
Well, I suppose I'll find out sooner or later, but just what exactly did you want to see me about?
George, now that's just what I like about you. George, I'm an old man, and most people hate me. They say I'm difficult to look at and too shaky with babies. You know just as well as I do that I practically run everything in this town, but the Bailey Building and Loan. You also know that for a number of years I've been trying to get control of it, or kill it, but I haven't been able to do it. You've been stopping me. In fact, you've beaten me, George, and that takes some doing. Take during the Depression, for instance. You and I were the only ones that kept our heads. You saved the building and loan, and, well, I saved all the rest.
Yeah, well, most people say you stole all the rest.
Oh, tomato, tomato. Now, let's look at your side, young man. 27, 28, married, making, say, 40 a week.
45.
35.
45.
Now, if you were some ordinary yokel, I would say you were doing fine. But George Bailey is intelligent, ambitious. He hates the building and loan almost as much as I do. A young man who has to sit by and watch his friends go places because he's trapped into frittering his life away, playing nursemaid to a lot of garlic eaters. Do I paint a correct picture, George, or do I exaggerate?
Honestly, you lost me at garlic.
My point is you're the only man in town who's licked me.
Excuse?
I want to hire you. Manage my affairs. I'll start you out at $20,000 a year.
$20,000 a year?
You wouldn't mind living in the nicest house in town, buying your wife a lot of fine clothes, a couple of business trips to New York a year, a pool on your roof.
I knew it!
You wouldn't mind that, would you, George?
Would I? You're not talking to somebody else around here, are you? Are you sure you're talking to me? I'm George Bailey. Don't you remember me? The building and loan, remember?
Yes, George Bailey, whose ship has just come in, providing he has brains enough to climb aboard.
Well, what about the building and loan?
Oh, confound it, man. I'm offering you a 3-year contract at $20,000 a year. Is it a deal or isn't it?
Mr. Potter, I know I ought to jump at the chance, but I wonder if you might give me 24 hours to think about it?
Sure. You go home and talk to your wife.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'll draw up the papers, and soon you'll be managing my affairs.
Your affairs? No. The answer's no, doggone it. You sit around here and you spin your little webs and you think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't, Mr. Potter. And the whole vast configuration of things, I'd say you were nothing but a scurvy little spider.
What did Mr. Potter want?
Nothing. Just talk, nothing. Oh, gee, Mary Hatch. Why in the world did you ever marry a guy like me anyway?
Well, to keep from being an old maid.
I was gonna see the world. I was gonna build things. I was gonna give you the moon. What have I given you? Not even a new dress, not for months. You could have married Sam Wainwright. You could have had anybody else in town.
I didn't want to marry anybody else in town. I want my baby to look like you.
You didn't even have a honeymoon. I promised you, Mary. What did you say? You what?
My baby.
You mean, Mary, you're on the nest?
George Bailey lassos stork.
Well, Mary had her baby. A boy.
You don't say.
Then she had a girl.
Hot damn!
Night after night, George would come home late from the office. Things weren't good with the building and loan. Potter was really bearing down hard. Then came the war. Mary had another baby by then, but still had time to run the USO. Gower and Uncle Billy sold war bonds. Violet was a spy in Nuremberg with over 30 confirmed kills. Bert the cop was wounded in North Africa. Got the Silver Star, too. Ernie, the taxi driver, parachuted into France.
Impressive.
Well, he was aiming for Germany, but they took what they could get. But Harry Bailey topped them all. A Navy flyer, he shot down 15 planes. 2 of them were about to crash into a transport full of soldiers.
Yes, but George, what about George?
George, 4F, on account of his bad ear and his weak Protestant ankles. George fought the Battle of Bedford Falls. Air raid warrant, paper drives, scrap drives, rubber drives. On VE Day, he wept and prayed. On VJ Day, he wept and prayed again.
We're getting pretty close to today, aren't we, sir?
We're getting pretty close to today, aren't we, sir? Yes. You know now almost everything you have to know about George Bailey. Except what happened that finds him down there at this moment wanting to die.
Well, sir? Well?
Well, today is the day before Christmas, and Billy is at the bank to make a deposit when he ran into Old Man Potter.
The following scene may be difficult for some folks to hear. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, Mr. Henry F. Potter. Come to the bank to deposit some more loot,
Sure, you old fool.
How do you like the news in the paper, Mr. Potter? Harry Bailey wins Congressional Medal of Honor. Just can't keep those Bailey boys down, can you?
Give me that paper or I'll sock you one.
Take it. Sorry I can't chat, you old thief. Gotta make a deposit. Exit stage left. Ha-ha! Uncle Billy! Nothing can tear me down.
Good morning, Mr. Bailey.
Good morning, Horace. Here you are, a deposit slip, bank book, and a very Merry Christmas to you.
Practicing Buddhist. But say, you've forgotten something, haven't you?
What's that now?
You want to make a deposit?
Yes. Yes.
Well, it's customary to bring the money with you.
It's gone. Where did I put it? Where did I put that money?
I don't know.
A terrible thing, Clarence, terrible. Uncle Billy couldn't find the money because the envelope with the $8,000 was folded up in that newspaper he gave to Old Man Potter. At the same time Billy started to look for the deposit, Violet came to visit George at the building and loan.
Oh, hello, Vi.
Suppose you're getting things set up back at the house for the party tonight?
You know you're invited. What's wrong?
You see right through me, don't you?
How much do you need?
I hate doing this to you, George, but I won't be asking for any more after this.
You planning on robbing a bank, Vi?
No, I'm still doing community service for the last time. I'm going to Manhattan.
What's in Manhattan?
Bigger banks? Or a new start, at least.
That's a big step, Vi. What's the matter starting a new life right here in Bedford Falls?
Well, I'll be. I never thought I'd hear that from you, George Bailey. I thought you hated this place.
I did, but this town has a charm of its own.
You should give tours, maybe.
I'm just thinking of you, Violet. Manhattan's a big place to take on your own.
I've made my decision. There's a midnight train tonight, and I plan to drive it straight on through till sunrise, George.
Takes a lot of character to leave your home and start all over again. Here, take some money.
No, George, don't.
What do you want to do, hawk your furs and that hat, your pillowcase? You want to walk to New York? You know they charge for meals and rent up there just the same as they do in Bedford Falls.
Yeah, sure.
It's a loan. That's my business. Building and loan. Besides, you'll get a job. Good luck to you.
Merry Christmas, George.
Uncle, what's going on? The bank examiner's coming today and I...
Today?
Yeah, once the account's payable. What's the matter with you?
The money! The 8,000!
What, Uncle Billy? What happened to it?
I don't know! I was gonna deposit it and then I went to the bank and I didn't have it.
$8,000, Uncle Billy. The bank examiner's in town and it's not our money. It belongs to the depositors.
I'm so sorry, George. I'm no good.
Let's go then. We have to retrace your steps. We'll leave no stone unturned.
And as George and Billy went looking for the deposit, Potter had a meeting with the state bank examiner, a Miss Sadie Vance.
The whole town's turned upside down with the Bailey boys' homecoming, congressional medal and all.
I guess they do things like that. Celebrate and feel things and so on.
May I take a look at your paper?
Go ahead.
This is a deposit from Bailey.
That old fool Bailey gave me that newspaper. Unprovoked. And as a gift.
Well, you're going to deposit it for him, right, Potter?
To think he would make such a foolish mistake. Look at how much it is.
There's $8,000 here.
What a Christmas present to me. And he doesn't even know it.
Just a minute here, Potter. I know you've been giving the Baileys a hard time for as long as I can remember. Why?
I don't have to answer anyone's questions. That's what all the money's for. You're just a state examiner.
Yes, I am. But I am unimpressed by your buying off everyone in town. Oh, that's it. You could never buy the Baileys.
What?
You heard what I said. The Baileys have always stood for something you always wanted and are so jealous of. They're honest.
Well, you're fired.
You can't fire me. I'm state appointed. And what's more, I am not going to turn my back. This is stealing from the Baileys. Something like this would certainly cause them to fold.
Yes, and after 25 years, finders, keepers, losers, sweepers, something, japers, crapers. He gave me the money. It was his own fault. Besides, there's not a court in the county that would find me guilty.
And we all know why.
How's your family, Sadie?
My family?
I know how little state positions pay. What would you say to a little Christmas bonus?
I want no part of this.
That's not what I've heard.
What are you insinuating, Potter?
I will not be turned down.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to pay the Baileys a surprise visit. You'll see the records. They'll be short. You know the rest. At last, the Baileys will be where they belong. Down for good.
And did you put the envelope in your pocket?
Yeah, maybe.
Uncle Billy, you've got to find that money.
Oh, I'm no good to you, George.
Do you have any secret hiding places here in the house?
I've gone over the whole house, even the rooms that have been locked ever since I lost your Aunt Laura.
Listen to me. Think.
I can't think anymore, George. It hurts.
Where's that money, you stupid, silly old fool? Do you realize what this means? It means bankruptcy and scandal and prison. One of us is going to jail.
You?
Well, it's not going to be me.
Hello, darling. Hello, Daddy. Daddy, did you bring the wreath?
What wreath?
The Merry Christmas wreath for the window.
I left it at the office.
Is it snowing?
Yeah, it just started.
Where's your hat and coat?
I guess I left them at the office.
What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. Everything's fine.
Isn't it wonderful about Harry? We're famous, George. I'll bet I had 50 calls today about the parade, the banquet, and your mother's so excited
Must she keep playing that?
I have to practice for the party tonight, Daddy. Mommy says we can stay up until midnight and sing Christmas carols and polish off empties. Can you sing, Daddy? Better hurry and shave, George. The families will be here soon.
Families? I don't want the families over here.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Have a hectic day?
Oh, yeah. Another big red-letter day for the Baileys.
Daddy, the Browns next door have a new car. You should see it.
Well, what's the matter with our car? Isn't it good enough for you?
But they have seatbelts. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Excuse you for what?
I burped. All right, darling, you're excused. Now go upstairs and see what little Zuzu wants.
What's the matter with Zuzu?
Oh, she got a cold. They gave her a flower for a prize, and she didn't want to crush it, so she didn't button up her coat.
What is it, a sore throat?
The doctor says it's nothing serious.
Was the doctor here?
I called him right away.
Is she running a fever? Gosh, it's this old house. I don't know why we don't all have pneumonia, this drafty old barn. Might as well be living in a refrigerator. Why do we have to live here in the first place and stay around this measly, crummy old town?
George, well, what's wrong?
Wrong? Everything's wrong. You call this a happy family? Why do we have to have all these kids?
Dad, I need help on my homework. How do you spell traumatizing?
I don't know. Ask your mother.
Where are you going?
Up to see Zuzu.
Hi, Daddy.
Well, what happened to you?
I won a flower.
Where do you think you're going?
Want to give my flower a drink?
Give Daddy the flower. I'll give it a drink.
Look, Daddy, some of the petals came off. Paste it.
Yeah, all right. Now, I'll paste this together. There it is. Good as new.
Give the flower a drink.
Now, will you do something for me?
What?
Will you try to get some sleep?
I'm not sleepy. I want to look at my flower.
I know, but you just gotta go to sleep. And then you can dream about it. And it'll be a whole garden.
It will?
Uh-huh.
Telephone. I'll get it. Hello? Yes, this is Mrs. Bailey. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Welch. The doctor says she'll be out of bed in time for her Christmas dinner.
Is that Zuzu's teacher?
Yes.
Let me speak to her. Hello, Mrs. Welch. This is George Bailey. Say, what kind of a teacher are you anyway? What do you mean sending her home like that, half naked, in the year of our Lord, 1940, blah?
George!
Is this the kind of thing we pay taxes for? To have teachers like you? Silly, stupid, careless people who send our kids home without any clothes on? No, that's stupid.
Hello, Mrs. Welch? I want to apologize. Hello? Hello? She hung up.
I'll hang her up.
Now, who do you think you are, huh? Now, knock your block off.
Wait a minute. Hello? Who is this? Oh, Mr. Welch. Okay, that's fine, Mr. Welch. Give me a chance to tell you what I really think of your wife.
George!
Will you get out and let me handle this? Hello? Oh, you will, huh? Okay, Mr. Welch. Anytime you think you're man enough, I will throw you off a bridge into a river. Hello?
Daddy, how do you spell deadbeat?
No way that's on there. And Janie, haven't you learned that silly tune yet? You played it over and over again. No, stop it. Stop it.
George! What are you doing?
I'm sorry, Mary. Janie, I'm sorry. I didn't mean. You go on and practice. Pete, I owe you an apology, too. I'm sorry. What did you want to know?
Nothing, Daddy.
What's the matter with everybody? Janie, go on. I told you to practice. Now go on. Play.
Oh, Daddy. Read the room. George, why must you torture the children? Why don't you...
Mary.
Where's Daddy going? Bedford 247, please.
Is Daddy in trouble?
Yes, Pete. Shall I pray for him? Yes, Janie. Pray very hard.
Me too?
You too, Tommy.
And me?
Oh, Pete, Mommy's on the phone. Hello? Uncle Billy?
So, that's it, George. You're short $8,000 in the books, eh?
Oh, please, Mr. Potter. I'll pay any sort of interest. If you still want the building and loan...
You say it was lost. Did you notify the police?
No, sir, I haven't done that yet. With Harry's homecoming tomorrow...
Why did you come to me? What about your good friend, Sam Wainwright?
Yeehaw! I can't get a hold of him. He's in Europe.
What kind of security do I have, George? What collateral?
I have some life insurance. A $15,000 policy.
How much equity in it?
$500.
Come again?
$500.
And you want $8,000? Look at you. You used to be so cocky with your cool, big shoulders. And your, I'll lasso this, that, and the other. You were going to go out and conquer the world. You once called me a warped, frustrated old man. What are you but a warped, frustrated young man? Crawling in here on your hands and knees for help? No securities, no stocks, no bonds. A bad ear and weak Protestant ankles. You're worth more dead than you are alive. Why don't you go to the riffraff you love so much and ask them for help?
I'll do anything, Mr. Potter, please. Please help me, my wife and kids.
You know what I'm going to do for you? As a stockholder of the building and loan, I'm going to call the state examiner to get a warrant for your arrest.
Mr. Potter, please. You can't. They can't arrest me.
Misappropriation of funds, manipulation, malfeasance. Go on and run. You can't hide in a little town like this. Merry Christmas, George.
Stay tuned for the exciting conclusion of It's a Wonderful Life. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Is the sweetheart you married the husband you expected him to be? Has the war created new problems for you in your marriage? To answer these and other personal problems brought in by your friends and neighbors, ARID presents John J. Anthony, founder of the famed Marital Relations Institute, in a brand new program of daily sessions of kindly and helpful advice. Just as Mr. Anthony, by examples in this studio, is helping thousands of men and women solve their personal problems, ARID, too, is helping thousands to solve the important personal problem of underarm perspiration. ARID helps you avoid perspiration damage to clothes and safeguards friendships. Use ARID every day. It helps stop perspiration safely, and at the same time, ARID is a most effective deodorant.
You know, if you were to follow a busy doctor as he makes his daily round of calls, you'd find yourself having a mighty busy time keeping up with him. Time out for many men of medicine usually means just long enough to enjoy a cigarette. And because they know what a pleasure it is to smoke a mild, good-tasting cigarette, they're particular about the brand they choose. In a repeated national survey, doctors in all branches of medicine, doctors in all parts of the country were asked, "What cigarette do you smoke, doctor?" Once again, the brand named most was Camel. Yes, according to this repeated nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Why not change to Camels for the next 30 days and see what a difference it makes in your smoking enjoyment? See how Camels agree with your throat. See how mild and good-tasting a cigarette can be.
And now, the dramatic conclusion of It's a Wonderful Life.
Hey, Merry Christmas, why don't ya? Oh, glad you could come.
Martini, how about some of that good spaghetti?
Oh, we got everything. We got everything!
Where's George? Where?
After running out of Potter's office, George ended up at Martini's bar. He's had a couple of drinks, Clarence. Well, he's just sitting there.
What's he saying? Who is he?
Hush.
God, dear Father in heaven, I'm not a praying man. But if you're up there and you can hear me, show me the way. I'm at the end of my rope. Show me the way, God.
Are you all right, George? You want somebody to take you home?
Why are you drinking so much, my guy? You don't look so good. Please goes home to Mary and those beautiful kids, Zuzu, Pete, Tommy, Janie. Oh, my heart, I can't take it.
George, huh? Who said George, huh? Who is George, huh?
What's my guy over here is George. Mr. George Bailey. Ow!
George Bailey, huh? Oh, blammo.
It's a perfect strike.
And the next time you talk to my wife like that, you'll get worse, buddy. It isn't enough she's slaves teaching you stupid kids how to read and write, huh? You've got to bowl her out, huh?
Hey, you gotta get out of here, Mr. Welch. You're hit my best friend.
I'm your best friend?
You get out of here. Ow! Ow! Mr. B, you got quite the shiner there.
Who was that?
Mr. Welch, but don't worry. He's not welcome here no more. Let me get something for your face. It's bleeding like wow. It's swollen like hey. Your face looking like gabagool.
I'm all right.
Please don't leave, Mr. B. Please don't.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
George is headed to the bridge now, Clarence. Can you see him?
He looks like he's going to jump.
It's time, Clarence.
Excuse me, you there. Have you got the time?
My watch is dead.
Well, thanks just the same. Help! Help! I can't swim.
Hold on, mister. I'm coming.
What in Sam Hill are you two doing? This storm's not fit for man, nor beast, nor woman, nor yeast. Now, get out of the water. Are you two all right? Do you need a doctor?
No, I'm all right.
No, I'm fine. This underwear, I didn't have time to get anything stylish. My wife gave me this on my last birthday. I passed away in it.
You wanted to wear in who now?
Oh, I see Tom Sawyer is drying out, too.
Who?
My book. I left in such a hurry, I brought Tom Sawyer with me. You should read the new book Mark Twain is working on.
How'd you happen to fall in?
Oh, I jumped in. I jumped in to save you.
You jumped in to save me?
Well, I did, didn't I? You didn't go through with it, did you?
Go through with what?
Taking your own life.
That's against the law around here.
It's against the law where I come from, too. Right next to no tattoos and don't clash fabrics.
Where do you come from?
Heaven.
When?
I had to act quickly, that's why I jumped in. I knew if I were drowning, you would try to save me. And you see, you did. And that's how I saved you.
Oh, that's very funny.
You're bleeding, George.
Yeah, I got a black eye in answer to a prayer.
Oh, no, George. I'm the answer to your prayer.
How do you know my name?
Oh, I know all about you. I've watched you grow up since you were young George Bailey.
What are you, a mind reader or something?
Oh, no. And believe me, I've tried.
Well, who are you then?
Clarence Odbody, AS2.
Odbody? AS2? What is that, AS2?
Angel second class.
Okay, that's it. I'm out of here. You might not need a doctor, but I do. Humana, humana, humana.
Cheerios, my good man. I didn't love that fellow.
Hey, look here. Why'd you want to save me?
'Cause I'm your guardian angel.
Oh, I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Ridiculous of you to think of doing something like this over $8,000.
Yeah, just things like that. Now, how'd you know that?
I told you. I'm your guardian angel. I know everything about you.
Well, you look like about the kind of angel I'd get. Sort of a fallen angel, aren't you? Hey, what happened to your wings?
I haven't won my wings yet. That's why I'm an angel second class.
Oh, I see.
But you can help me earn them, George, by letting me help you.
You don't happen to have $8,000 on you?
Oh, no. We don't use money in heaven. Just pocket lint and fairy dust.
Oh, that's right. Just like they say in Genesis, I keep forgetting. Comes in pretty handy down here, though, bub.
Oh,
I found it out a little late. I'm worth more dead than alive.
Now, look, you mustn't say things like that. I won't get my wings with that attitude. You just don't know about all that you've done. If it hadn't been for you.
Yeah, if it hadn't been for me, everybody'd be a lot better off. My wife, and my mother, and all the guys at my favorite bar, and my brother, and my taxi friend.
Oh, this isn't going to be easy.
They'd all be better off if I hadn't been born.
What did you say?
I said I wish I'd never been born.
George, that's wonderful.
Wonderful?
The idea you just gave me. Well, you've got your wish. You've never been born.
Never been born?
Exactly. No worries, no $8,000 to get. Nothing. You simply don't exist.
Hey, wait a minute. My bad ear. Say something else into that ear.
You don't have a bad ear anymore. Don't you see? You're not the George Bailey you think you are. You're you're nobody.
Well, that's the doggonest thing.
You stopped bleeding, too, George.
What do you know about that? What happened? I need a drink. That's what I need. Well, what about you, Angel? Do you want a drink?
Well, I don't know.
We'll go as soon as our clothes dry.
Our clothes are dry.
Hey, so they are. That's funny. That stove's harder than I thought. Well, look, let's get dressed and we'll stroll over to Martini's and then... Oh, excuse me. I'll stroll. You fly.
I haven't got my wings.
You haven't got your wings. Yeah, that's right. Well, a couple of drinks and we'll both fly. There's a place to sit down. So sit down. Oh, hello, Nick. Clarence, welcome to the best bar in Bedford Falls.
Bedford Falls? Don't you mean Pottersville?
Pottersville? Hey, where's Martini?
Giuseppe Martini? Giuseppe Martini's been dead for 20 years.
Okay. All right. Double bourbon, quick, huh?
Okay. What about you, Bob?
I was just thinking of mulled wine.
Bob?
Heavy on the cinnamon, light on the cloves. Look out, stomach. Here it goes. Up for you, my lad, and lively now.
We serve alcohol here, and we don't need any characters around to give the joint atmosphere. We will have no characters here. Characters are not welcome.
Now, come on here. Just give him the same as I ordered. He's okay.
2 double bourbons.
What's going on here? This place is all changed.
All of Bedford Falls has changed. You're having your wish, George. You've never been born. Oh, there'll be lots of things you've never seen before. Oh, good! Somebody just made it.
Made what?
Every time you hear a bell ring, it means that some angels just got their wings.
What did you say?
Every time you hear a bell ring, it means that some angels just got their wings. Every time you hear a bell ring, it means that some angels just got their wings.
What?
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
Oh.
Look, Clarence, I don't think you better talk about angels around here.
Don't they believe in angels?
Yeah, they believe in them, but, it's just...
Well, then why should people be surprised when they see one?
What?
Don't mind him, Nick. He just never grew up. How old are you anyway, Clarence?
293 next May.
Well, that does it. Out, you two. Go through the door or out the window. You pick. Go on, get.
Where's Martini? Will you get...
Stop asking about Martini. He ain't here no more. Well, well, well. Look who crawled out from under whatever hole he's been hiding in.
George, look.
Hey, it's Mr. Gower.
Hey, you, Rummy. Didn't I tell you never to come panhandling around here?
Mr. Gower, this is George Bailey. Don't you know me?
Will you buy me a drink, mister? Just one drink, mister.
Binky, throw the rummy out.
You've got it. Oh, no, please. No, please.
Hey, Nick, isn't that Mr. Gower, the druggist?
That rumhead spent 20 years in jail for poisoning some poor little kid. If you know him, you must be a jailbird yourself. Binky, here's 2 more. Throw him out of here.
But I only got 2 hands, boss.
Here, let me help you up. The snow's quite cold.
What's wrong with Mr. Gower?
Mr. Gower doesn't know you, George. You see, George, you weren't there to stop Gower from putting that poison in that prescription.
What do you mean I wasn't there? What are you, a hypnotist? Why am I seeing all these strange things here?
Don't you understand? It's because you were never born.
And if I wasn't born, who am I?
You're nobody. You have no identity.
What do you mean, no identity? My name's George Bailey.
There is no George Bailey. You have no papers, no cards, no driver's license, no 4F card, no insurance policy.
Zuzu's petals.
What? What is that, Earth Slave?
Zuzu's petals. My little girl, some petals fell off her flower. I told her I'd fix it and stuck them in my pocket, but they're gone too. Everything's gone.
But you've been given a great gift, George. The chance to see what the world would be like if you had never been born.
You're crazy. You're crazy as a bedbug, and you're driving me crazy too, as a bedbug. A bedbug. Now look, I'm going home to my wife and family. Do you understand that? And I'm going home alone.
You know the drill. Hands behind your back, sister.
Keep your hands off me. Why don't you just go bust somebody else for a change?
Hey, officer. Where did the building and loan move to?
The who's and what now?
The building and loan. It's like a lending thing, and there's money, but also you have to invest. It doesn't matter. It was right up there.
They went out of business years ago. Now all that's left is this den of tomfoolery, flim-flam, and petty larceny.
Not so fast, copper. I know Potter.
Hey, Violet. Hey, listen, that's Violet Bick.
Oh, believe me, I know. She left me her calling card.
Calling card?
She seals all her envelopes with a kiss. And she stabbed a man with a katana on the way out.
I'll chew through these cuffs, just like last time.
I know that girl.
Who doesn't? She's got a frickin' katana. It's awesome. Now get out of our way.
Taxi? Hey, Ernie! Take me home. I'm going off my nut.
So, where do you live?
Oh, now doggone it, Ernie. Don't you start pulling that stuff. You know where I live, 320 Sycamore. Now hurry up.
Okay, 320 Sycamore.
Yeah. Zuzu's sick.
All right. And?
Look here, Ernie, straighten me out. I've got some bad liquor or something. Listen to me. Now, you are Ernie Bishop, and you live in Bailey Park with your wife and kid. That's right, isn't it?
You seen my wife?
Seen your wife? I've been to your house 100 times.
Look, Bud, what's the idea? I live in a shack in Pottersfield, and my wife ran away 3 years ago and took the kid. And I ain't never seen you before in my life.
Okay, just step on it. Just get me home.
Is this the place?
Of course it's the place.
This house ain't been lived in for 20 years. Not since Martini.
Mary? Mary, I'm home. Tommy? Janie? Zuzu? The one who can't spell? Where are you?
They're not here, George. You have no children.
Where are they, Clarence? What have you done with them?
All right, put your hands up.
What is this?
No fast moves. Come on over here, both of yous.
Bert, thank heaven you're here. Bert, what happened to this house? Where's Mary? Where are my kids?
Watch him, Bert.
Come on, I'm gonna take you down to the station.
Bert, now listen to me. It's that fella there. He says he's an angel. He's tried to hypnotize me.
Stay back, stay back. Don't you get that hypnotism on me. Don't make me use my nightstick.
Bert, I hate to do this, but... Oof.
Run, George, run!
Ma Bailey's boarding house.
Well?
Mother?
Mother? What do you want?
Mother, this is George. Oh, I thought for sure you'd remember me.
George who? If you're looking for a room, there's no vacancy.
Oh, Mother, please try to understand. Something's happened to me. I don't know what it is, but I need a place to stay. Please let me stay here.
I don't take in strangers.
I'm not a stranger. I know everyone. You know. Your brother-in-law, Uncle Billy.
You know him?
Well, sure I do.
When'd you see him last?
Today, over at his house.
That's a lie. He's been in the insane asylum ever since he lost his business. And if you ask me, that's where you belong.
George.
My mother. My own mother didn't even know me.
Strange, isn't it? One man's life touches so many others. And when he isn't around, he leaves a pretty big hole, doesn't he?
Look, you! I've heard of things like this before. Now, you got me under some kind of spell. Well, I'm going to get out of it. I've got to. I know I talked to Billy this afternoon. How can he be in an asylum? I got to snap out of this. Now, let me think a minute. Bailey Park.
There is no Bailey Park if you weren't here to build it.
We'll see.
This is Bailey Park? People live here? Pretty grim.
This is where Bailey Park is supposed to be. What are all these gravestones doing here? Why does this one say Bailey?
That wouldn't be yours.
It's my father's. But he's supposed to be buried across from the church. What's this other name? Why is my brother Harry's name here?
Your brother broke through the ice and drowned at the age of 9.
That's a lie. Harry Bailey went to war. He got the Congressional Medal of Honor. He saved the lives of every man on that transport.
Every man on that transport died. Harry wasn't there to save them because you weren't there to save Harry. You see, George, you really had a wonderful life. Don't you see what a mistake it would be to throw it away?
What do I do now, Clarence? What do I do?
It's your life, George.
What happened to Mary, Clarence?
Mary?
My wife, Mary. What happened to her if I was never born?
I'm not supposed to tell you, George.
That's your line in the sand? I'm standing over my dead brother's grave and you're suddenly Mr. Suddenly? I don't know how you do the things you do, but please, if you know where she is, just let me see her. That's all I need to make a decision.
Very well, George. But you're not going to like it.
Where is she, Clarence?
She's an old maid, George.
Oh, well, at least she stayed away from Alfalfa and that hee-haw son of a bitch. Where is she?
She's just about to close up the library. There must be an easier way to earn my wings.
Is the library closed?
It's Christmas Eve. We can't stay open all night.
Can I ask you something?
I should really be getting home.
Where is home to you?
Excuse you? I lead a very rewarding life of puzzles and raising show parakeets that is none of your business, sir. The library is closed. Maybe you should try back the 26th.
Mary, I'm sorry.
How do you know my name?
All I need is a couple of minutes.
I told you. The library is closed.
Please, just 2 minutes. That's all I need. I'll do anything.
You sound desperate. I'll help if I can. What is it?
Isn't this town Bedford Falls?
It used to be, but that was some time ago. I wasn't very old when Potter was elected and took the town along with its name for himself.
So you do know a place called Bedford Falls?
I've seen pictures. It looked like a very nice place, where little boys didn't drown in ice or get poisoned all the time. Things have changed, but that's with the times. I have to go.
Mary Hatch, you live on Reed Street, a white Victorian. Your bedroom is at the top of the stairs. You turn to the left. You have a twin brother, Marty, and you live with your mother.
How do you know all this? Are you a mind reader? A hypnotist? Did you put me under some kind of spell like I've heard of before? Well, stop it. I'm leaving.
Don't you know me, Mary?
Get your hands off me. I'll call a cop.
The house you wish for, don't you remember?
I told you I don't know you. Let me go. Officer!
Don't you know me? You must, Mary. It's George. Don't you know me?
Let me go.
Mary, please. Oh, don't do this to me. Please, Mary, help me. Where are our kids?
What?
I need you, Mary. Help me, Mary.
Get away from me. Help! Help! Police!
Mary, it's George. Please, Mary, you're my wife. Clarence! Clarence, where are you? Help me, Clarence. Get me back. I don't care what happens to me. Only get me back to my wife and kids. Help me. Please, Clarence. Help me, please. I want to live again. I want to live again. Please, please help me live again.
George! Is that you, George?
Now get out of here, Bert. Get out of here. You come any closer and I'll hit you again.
What in the Sam Hill are you yelling for, George?
Come on. George. George. Bert, do you know me?
Know you? I've been looking all over town for you. Where have you been?
Hey, Bert. Bert. I'm alive again, Bert.
You sure you're all right? Hey, you're bleeding.
I am. Hey, I'm bleeding again. Bert, look at that blood. Would you... Oh, Zuzu's petals. Zuzu's petals. There they are. What do you know about that, Bert? Merry Christmas, Bert.
Well, happy holidays, but sure. Get in the car. I'll drive you home.
Bump that. I'm running home.
George! George!
Hello, Bedford Falls. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, movie house. Merry Christmas, Emporium. Merry Christmas, your wonderful old building and loan.
Oh, Merry Christmas, George.
The building and loan. You can talk?
Pay me no mind. Now hurry home. You've got a family waiting.
Mary, I'm home. Have you seen my wife? Hey, what is this? These people? These reporters? Hey, Merry Christmas, reporters.
Mr. Bailey, there's a deficit.
Yeah, $8,000. I am fully aware.
Mr. Bailey, I'm with the Sheriff's Department. I've got a paper here.
Then get to rolling and puff, puff, pass, baby. Oh, isn't it wonderful? Merry Christmas. Hey, where's Mary, you know? Oh, look at this wonderful old drafty house. Isn't it wonderful? Where's Mary?
Merry Christmas, Daddy.
Janie, Tommy, Pete. Oh, Pete, I can eat you up. Where's your mother?
She went looking for Uncle Billy. Daddy!
Zuzu, oh, my little ginger snap. How do you feel?
Fine, Daddy. Not a smidge of temperature.
Not a smidge. Hallelujah.
George! Darling!
Mary!
Mommy's home! George! Where have you been? Oh, George.
Mary! Oh, you're real. Oh, you have no idea what happened to me.
You have no idea what's happened either. Come on, George, quick. They're on their way.
Who was on their way? The police department, the FBI, the National Guard? I'm alive again. Listen, I'm alive again, Mary.
Come on in here now. Now you stand over here, right over here by the tree, right here, and don't move, don't move. Oh, I hear them now, George. It's a miracle. Come in, Uncle Billy. Everybody, in here.
Isn't it wonderful? Mary did it, George. Mary did it. She told a few people you were in trouble. They scattered all over town collecting money. They didn't ask any questions, just said, if George is in trouble, you can count on me. You never saw anything like it.
What is this, George? Another run on the bank? I'm just yanking your dick. You are Happy Christmas.
The line forms to the right. Merry Christmas. Mr. Martini, step right up now.
Oh, I busted the jukebox. Oh, wow,
Mr. Gower!
I made the rounds on my charge accounts.
Violet Bick!
I'm not gonna go, George. I changed my mind.
Room for one more?
Calvin Wamser!
You can't keep me down.
I wouldn't have a roof over my head if it wasn't for you, George. Here you go. $242.
Plus the interest?
$242.
Merry Christmas, George.
Merry Christmas, Mother.
God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Namaste.
Oh, just a minute, everyone. A telegram from London.
Oh, London.
Mr. Gower cables. You need cash. Stop.
My office instructed to advance you up to $25,000. Stop. Hee-haw and Merry Christmas, Sam Wainwright.
All right. George. Hello, how are you?
Harry.
Harry's back. Harry's back. It's me, guys. Okay. All right. Mary, looks like I got here too late.
Mary, I got him from the airport as quickly as I could. The fool flew all the way up here in a blizzard.
All my boys together for the holiday. Harry, how about your banquet in Washington?
Oh, Ruth and I left right in the middle of it as soon as I got Mary's telegram. Mr. Truman was upset.
We got to the airport, and they just let Harry fly the plane himself.
Yeah, if you flash your Congressional Medal of Honor around, they let you pretty much do whatever you want.
How about some champagne?
Good idea. A toast to my big brother George, the richest man in town.
What's this book, George?
Tom Sawyer.
Oh, look, there's an inscription.
George, remember, no man is a failure who has friends. Thanks for the wings. Love, Clarence.
What's that?
That's a Christmas present from a very dear friend of mine.
Look, Daddy. Teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right. Attaboy, Clarence.
So concludes tonight's production of Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life. And now, introducing our Village Green players.
Jazz Blaine as Clarence Odbody, Matilda, and Sadie Vance.
Dylan Caligiuri as young George, Ed, and Cop.
Brendan Connors as George Bailey.
Nick Connors as Harry Bailey, Ernie, Nick, and Schultz.
Sean Connors as Uncle Billy, Bert, and the Bridgekeeper.
Avi Fidler as Pete, Tommy, and Dr. Campbell.
Stephen Giordano as Joseph, Peter Bailey, and Binky.
Matt Lee as the announcer.
Colin Mallee as Henry F. Potter.
Lucky Marvel as Old Man Gower, Mr. Welch, Horace the Teller, and Old Man Collins.
Peirce Robinson as young Harry, Charlie, and Sheriff.
Allie Seachuk as Zuzu, Ruth, Janie, and Mrs. Thompson. Georgiana Summers as Mary Bailey, young Mary, Marty, and Mrs. Hatch.
Georgina Terrizzi as Violet Bick, young Violet, and Rose Bailey.
Calvin Wamser as myself, Alfalfa, and board members.
Max Wamser as Mr. Wainwright and the voice of Bailey Brothers Building and Loan.
And introducing Will Wamser as Sam Wainwright and Giuseppe Martini.
And from all of our households to yours,
Hee-haw and Merry Christmas.